In this video, we will demonstrate how to work with all the QAbstractButton subtypes in Qt Quick Controls. We will be creating a simple application with each of these buttons on a column to show what they look like and how to work with them. All examples will be built in Qt Creator 17.0.0 using a Qt 6.8.1 MinGW 64-bit kit. We'll start with a Qt Quick application called Qt Quick Controls Section 2, which has a window and column already set up. We will start by adding an import for Qt Quick Controls with the basic style, which will provide all the button components used in this example. With that done, we can now start working with the buttons. We will start by adding a button component to the column. We will anchor it in the horizontal center of the column, give it the text button, and a height and width. With that done, we will also add a simple signal handler. When we click the button will emit the clicked signal, and therefore we can interact with this signal by creating an on-clicked signal handler. We will have this signal handler display button clicked in the console. However, we could put any functionality here to make the button do whatever our application needs, but for this example, we will keep it simple. Running the application, we can see the button in the center of the window, and when we click it, we get the message button clicked in the console. Next, we will add a delay button, giving it anchors and the text delay button. The delay button functions like the button, except that it has an activated signal, which after being held for a specified time will be emitted. We will set this time to 2 seconds by setting the delay property to 2000 milliseconds. Then, we will add an on-activated signal handler to print delay button activated to the console. Running the application, we can see when we press and hold the delay button for 2 seconds, the delay button becomes activated and prints delay button activated to the console. Next, we will add a switch, giving it the text switch. The switch can exist in either the checked or unchecked state, and when it switches states, it will emit the checked changed signal. So, we will add an on-checked changed signal handler, which will print which state the switch changed to in the console. Running the application, we can see clicking the switch changes its state and prints its state to the console. Next, we will add some checkboxes. Since checkboxes usually appear in groups, we will add a column with some text to label the group of checkboxes. With that added, we will now add a row with 3 checkboxes in it. Like the switch, the checkbox can exist in a checked and unchecked state, where a checked state change signal will be emitted when that state changes. So we will add an on-check state change signal handler, which will print which state the checkbox changed to in the console. With that added, we will copy this 2 more times, so there are 3 checkboxes in our row. It is also possible for a checkbox to have a third state, which we can enable by setting the tri-state property to true. So in the third checkbox, we will do this to see what it looks like. Running our application, we can see we now have a row with 3 checkboxes in it. Clicking on either of the first 2 checkboxes puts them into the checked state, whereas clicking the third checkbox puts it into an in-between state. Then clicking it again puts it into the checked state. Clicking each box again puts each checkbox back into the unchecked state, as we can see printed in the console. The last component we will look at is the radio button. Like the checkbox, radio buttons usually exist in groups, so we will again add a column with some text to label this group. With that added, we will add a row with 3 radio buttons in it. The radio button also can exist in a checked or unchecked state, but cannot have a tri-state. So we will again add an on-checked changed signal handler, printing the state change to the console. We will then copy these 2 more times, giving us a row of 3 radio buttons. Running our application, we see when we click one of the radio buttons, it enters the checked state. But when we click another one of the radio buttons, it unchecks the first radio button and checks the second. This is because by default, only a single radio button in a group can be checked at a time, forcing the user to select a single item. This concludes our video on the QAbstractButton subtypes. In the next section, we will look at the different input controls. Thank you for watching.